Looks at the toaster.
Ain't nobody worried about getting
in there like this. You know what I mean?
Constitutional amendment to legalize marijuana.
They better do that shit.
Build that in right now.
You eating the booty, you start massaging her feet, man, right? Spread that shit for us.
What? Also the first pride since the pandemic. Like, Dick was just running free.
You gotta go with something like, make them scum.
I mean, that is the end result.
Detained at the Vatican because Brittany decided she wanted to wear a Catholic schoolgirl outfit.
Give me something. Let me pop this up on the screen.
Shit, it's a chick. And I'm like, yeah, and I just kicked your ass. What?
Right.
You know what
Sit
I mean?
down in the back, motherfucker.
A ball gag in my mouth with a pumpkin, and I get my head ripped off. Pretty cool.
It's a timing thing sometimes.
It's a CPT thing.
Phases, the end of spec.
It's a long story why it's double A.
MCO.
No matter what opportunities I get, I always just feel like it's luck.
Same.
He actually did a little lap dance for me. It was kind of strange.
Karen did?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize it until just now, but I look like a fucking cult leader in this hoodie. Like,
Oh, hey, what's going on? Yeah, I saw you in the preview laughing at the AA MCO.
It's so stupid because you were like,
It tickled me so much. I'm so glad that you caught it again because I was like,
that was good. That was so good.
It's great. Before we get this bad boy going, just making sure everything is working, everything is up and running, all systems are go. We are broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and in a moment we'll be going live on Instagram. You can follow us at The Misfit, that's the MXSFXT, or at Dane the Great, that's GR8 at the end, or of course at Failure Made Monsters. Preferably find us at Failure Made Monsters on YouTube and go on there, click like, subscribe, tickle the comment button, and tell us just how much you hate stupid fucking jokes that come out of my mouth. Because there will be plenty, there will be many, and they will be unrelenting. It's gonna be good.
Can't promise.
Yeah, Dane knows this. So before we get this going, it is customary. We'll do the introductions and all that happy horse shit and stuff. But we're up and running. We're ready to go. We are live. All systems are firing properly. So I guess we do that. Do the whole. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Failure Made Monsters. I am Santino the Misfit, and this is my glorious, always do too much co-host,
Dane Alexander, but you can call me the Great for short, though.
Indeed, you can. And collectively, we make up the dynamic duo, the Batman and Batman, Failure Made Monsters. So hello, and thank you for joining us today. We plan on discussing many topics, including, is Luigi a hero?
Yes.
Short answer, yes. Good episode, everybody. All right.
Yes.
It's going to be great. Is groceries a difficult word? I haven't watched it yet, but we're going to talk about the Jamie Foxx special because Dane has things to say. And of course, we are going to make dick jokes, fart jokes, and just say a lot of things that would make a nun blush. So if you're
listen to me. So many dick jokes.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be very good. The episode's gonna feel long. If you're not
Spit on it. Let's get to it.
All right, let's get to it. So, all right, let's kick this off. Let's kick this off with the opening here, right? The main thing. So this little Luigi situation. Yeah. Apparently our fellow paisan going out there doing the thing. making the C-suite a little nervous all around the United States and elsewhere. Before I offer up my opinion, Mr. The Great, may I call you the Great?
You can.
Okay.
I prefer it actually.
Okay.
No,
What's your opinion?
I think one of the things that kind of struck me immediately was I'm like, these are the same cops that like, can't find a black kid's killer, that don't have the manpower to track down that girl's assaulter. Just can't. We're gonna put a sign up. We're gonna check in with you, but like, let it be a CEO, and we will spare no expense. We will comb through the bushes. We will find this motherfucker a week later, 4 states away, if that's what it takes, because some lives matter and some lives not maybe as much. I don't know.
It's almost as if your value is directly tied to your bank account.
Kinda, right? Like it
kind of feels that way.
Like that. So look, I would never publicly condone violence of that nature. I don't think the pacifist in me wants to say I don't think that is the way that actual problems get solved. But
publicly,
the more I read into this kid's background, and the more like you look at the victim's background, it's a real hard case to make that like, oh, it's so unwarranted, just not just out of the blue. I don't understand how this could have happened. It's senseless. Like that, I feel like doesn't quite track the way they are like trying to make it. I think I forget who it was that was it a police chief? Some politician was like, "Oh, we don't kill people." I'm like, "Yeah, but we do though, like a lot, like all the time." It's like
for way less, sometimes just as collateral damage.
Yes, like drone strikes are a thing we do a lot of.
Even your favorite president is directly responsible for the deaths of many, many, many people who had nothing to do with 90% of the bullshit that we were protecting and or fighting for in various places around the world. So we definitely do kill people.
Yeah.
Often, and then add to that too. It's the argument can easily be made that so did the gentleman who was on the receiving end of those poetically scripted bullets.
I mean, you gotta really unpack that shit. What people don't really see, because all that is really said is CEO healthcare company. Do the math on that. We're talking about like terminally ill children, right? That's what we're like. Let's say that shit out loud. You're talking about a company that makes more money, goes out of their way to make more money by denying coverage to terminally ill children.
Can I also just say, because like that's the conversation that happens a lot. It's like, let's think of the worst part of this, right? So yeah, like there are children being denied healthcare who are terminally ill or who could potentially have their lives saved by medical treatment. Not just terminally. Like there's people just ill, but like let's just talk about people who just fucking living their lives. Just hey, I blew my back out. Like I guess is the fucking Luigi kid, or some shit, or just like I might be ill. There's something I feel off, and I want to just go get checked. And instead of finding out that I have some serious, illness when it's too late, I want to go, and just preventatively take action and take care of my health and stuff. And they're like, well, no, there's nothing actually wrong with you, so we're not going to cover. Well, what's the point of your existence?
Why am I paying you all this money constantly?
Why am I giving you all this? Like, if they deny that coverage too, so it's running the gamut. Like, it affects so many people. It's not just the worse off. Because I mean, that's obviously like the most evil, sinister part of the whole thing. But like at scale, the general fucking public, regular ass folks without some crazy, horrific backstory still suffer at the hands of these fucking people for $1. for an extra buck to squeeze another penny out.
Yep.
And it's just fucking gross.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about this for a long time. Obviously, you and I on this show and for years and in the music that we make. The politicians that we supported. I mean, obviously, Medicare for All was a Bernie Sanders platform. We talked about that years ago, and there's ironically a lot of people who vote against it that still benefit greatly from programs like that.
Yep.
It's just absolutely baffling, but it really, I feel like this is an interesting moment in time where you're seeing so many people kind of agree.
Yeah.
But while
like
actively working against each other for the same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
but
you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying?
You definitely touched on the fact that it seems like across the board, there is like some awareness or some agreement of, hey, this is flawed and this is wrong. And I was watching, what's the guy's name that I hate? You know the guy.
Donald Trump.
No, he's the twerpy pundit dude that like I hate.
Ben Shapiro.
Yes. Great job.
You said twerpy. That is the perfect description for that motherfucker.
So he like
twerpy.
He said he attempted to kind of like try to like villainize this Luigi kid and try to make
his own like base cook him for that.
Kind of cooked him for that because they're like, wait, this isn't a right versus left thing. You know that, right? And Luigi is roughly right leaning and comes from a very wealthy family. And like, you know what I mean? So it's like it's not even, I don't even think it's like about that, but seeing that happen.
So just to clear, it is though.
Yeah.
It's just that some people recognize that, and then some people are like fucking oblivious to the fact that it is. The who you vote for determines the outcome of these circumstances we find ourselves in as far as the healthcare industry, big pharma, and the insurance companies are concerned, because the motherfuckers who write the laws are, on one side, are leaning in a certain direction, and the other side is leaning the other direction. We clearly have on the left a push for more progressive policy of expanding access to healthcare to everybody, and then the other side actively fucking fighting against it and trying to allow these companies to keep the prices of drugs and stuff, everything, all this shit high. And it's like, so the fact that you have this just absolute disconnect of people on one side saying, yeah, I agree, this whole system's completely fucked, and then voting the way that they do.
Yeah.
Or just did.
Well, it's also
Insane.
Again, that goes back to that same connecting those dots is a long way for a lot of people, and especially when you don't get it all the way down to how this affects my life. It can, it's a thing. But what I will say, there is a cardinal rule in Chicago, where I'm from, and the best part of the story thus far is you don't rat. Snitches get stitches, always in forever. And here's what happened.
Someone gonna walk into a McDonald's next and then ride out on an electric bike.
Not necessary. You want to know why that's not necessary? Because the girl got fucking fired. Do you want to know why she got fired? Because she was on the phone during company time. And who was she on the phone with? The police. And
is this true?
Yes. And the fact that she was on the phone with the police is even worse, because the reward money was being offered by the feds. So she doesn't even get that. Bitch, you should. Oh, it's the best part of my motherfucking
I wish I still had an
swear to
applause
God.
track. Do we have an applause track on this one?
I don't know if we do. It would be perfect if
so
we did.
Disappointing.
Bro, I was like, when I saw that, I'm like, you idiot. See, but you could have just kept your mouth shut. Okay, but also the other thing to that is there's a lot of weirdness. Have you noticed the weirdness going on with like the whole how he was caught and all that kind of stuff? Because it feels
yes, in that they might as well He might as well have just been like, here's a video of me doing the thing and telling you the thing, and here's my blood type, social security number. He might as well just turn himself in. How the fuck find a guy with everything on him?
So now that's my point.
What was in the backpack?
You know what it reminded me of? Have you ever seen Seven?
Yeah.
And you remember how that movie, like around the end of that, what he
What's
did?
in the box?
No, fuck that. He walks in, and that's when they like popped him. Here's the thing. I think, like, just based on the way he is handling this whole since he got caught process, my theory is that there is more to his plan that has yet to unfold. And the reason I say that is because there is also this level of, you can see things being fudged to create this image, right? So all of a sudden they have fingerprints from the scene off of a bottle or possibly a wrapper that was discarded.
Yeah, a kind bar or something, and a water bottle. That
makes no sense, bro. It's a city. And he was wearing gloves, and we all saw him wearing gloves. There's just a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of, like, in the footage that they have of him in the McDonald's, he's eating chicken tendies. Fire choice, by the way. But here's this guy who knows he's wanted. You know what? I just got that. Good for you.
Hang on. In the comments, agree. Tendies.
Oh, hello, puppy. Tendies. Full circle. But no, the other thing is that he pulls his mask off completely. You could those things are easy. You could slip the tendy up underneath there. You know what I'm saying? And just be a weirdo with a mask on and nobody knows who you are. You feel me? Like, I don't know. It just feels very
it seems like
contrived.
For someone who had something so seemingly so well thought out,
that all of a sudden you just fell apart.
And then you do like a full 180 and do all the exact things you're not supposed to do.
Right.
But also we find out he was like valedictorian.
Yeah.
And like went to like an Ivy League school. So like, what, either are you smart? Are you a smart guy whose nerves made him do dumb shit?
What?
Or is there something else? Because, like,
did you read the manifesto?
No, I heard I saw an excerpt from it. I know it's only like a page long or some shit. Yeah.
Oh, bro, he got right to it. He was like, "Nah, just so you know, this is me. I did this. This is how it was. It was easy.
Yeah, and then, like,
was easy. I'm an engineer, so most of that was
apologies
like
for any strife and trauma I caused.
But basically, it had to be done. Get some.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, that doesn't sound like a kind of guy that just all of a sudden falls apart when the pressure starts cooking. Like, that just doesn't.
I don't disagree with you.
Way.
It is too neatly tied up with a bow too quickly.
Right. Bro,
it does not like that. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know, man. Shit doesn't.
For everybody that might be watching now or might be watching later that hasn't done crime, allow me
done crime.
Allow me to enlighten you. There's a couple of things, if you do crime, I've heard, that you want to make sure
that you can talk about publicly.
That you want to make sure you do in order to not get caught for said crime. Primarily, get rid of whatever weapon you may have had or in using or perpetrating said crime. That's that's rule book number one shit.
Also, especially when that weapon is 3D printed.
Yeah, that's super illegal.
Could it be easier to discard of?
Yeah. Also, that it's like plastic. Anyway, and okay, number two is if you are going to go through the trouble of having like different IDs and a different passport and whatever and disguises and shit, don't like go into like a wildly heavily public place and like remove that disguise. It kind of defeats the purpose of wearing the disguise. At a Mickey D's in broad daylight, Brody.
In the middle of winter too, like this motherfucker didn't like why. Because I mean, he was in Pennsylvania when he got caught, right? But but in New York there was that like couple of him smiling, and I'm like, you could have kept a COVID mask, or like a fucking N95 or some shit. No one would have said a word.
He would have just been that guy that still wear masks.
That we all know that.
Yeah.
You know, like full on. And then like he's wearing the gloves and like he did a bunch of the stuff. It's he went so far as to like add flourishes, details with the fucking with the words on the bullets and shit. Like
it's almost as though he did everything to commit the crime right, and then everything to get away with it wrong. That's what it almost feels like. That's what I'm saying. Because why didn't you find prints on the bullets? Why
he did everything right on the day and then did everything wrong a week later?
That's what I'm saying. Because it seems like that would be intentional. Because why did you not find prints on the bullets? You found them on a randomly discarded bottle, but you didn't find them on the bullets that he left? Huh?
And he's pleading, and his lawyer has him pleading not guilty.
Oh, that's smart. Because
at least last I heard,
court of public opinion, you'll win that.
Yeah, I mean, well, then I saw who was it? That guy on Andrew. Yeah. You see that? And he's like, for no reason whatsoever, just a random factoid that a jury can find a defendant not guilty, or he can find him guilty but also give them no charges. And then there was some other version where it's like they can just basically like throw it out, even if we all know it's like, because it's not against the law to do that. So an entire jury can just be like, well,
we can't decide,
but no consequences.
No, for
no reason whatsoever.
It's been quite the roller coaster for this guy, and I don't know. I mean, and it was crazy to me when he's like, oh, he's 20, he's like 26, 27. Bro, you came to it quick. Like it usually takes people their whole life to get to that point where now you're like, I had enough. Like, look at the Unabomber. He was like 60 something. Yeah. Or no, not the not the Unabomber. Who was it? Unabomber? It was Unabomber.
I don't know how old he was, but I do agree with you. Usually, I feel like it's not tip. Although I guess lately it has been younger people.
Social media.
Maybe it's just you got enough of that arrogance at that age to think you.
But
can
you know what?
Get
also,
away with it.
There's also a case to be made by the abundance of motherfuckers that deserve it in this day and age. Case in point.
400 plus.
Were you aware that this motherfucker is worth $446 billion?
Let's clarify who we're talking about now. So quick topic change.
Sorry, my
quick
bad.
Topic change. Elon Musk is officially worth over 450 billion.
Yes.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
So Elon Musk. Now this is something you text me that the other day when it was yesterday, I think, or something. When it was announced, and
might have been this morning, actually.
Was it this morning?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. 3 days ago when you said
last year,
8 hours feels like 3 days ago. No, it was one of the first things I thought was like, so many people are going to think like, Elon, there's a lot of people out there who think like, Elon, like, he's a genius or he's whatever, and like he deserves it. And I'm sitting there like, there's no correlation between the value that he has generated and the amount of money that he has made in the last, let's just say, like month.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's not like the companies he owns have done anything to extract that insane gap of wealth that he's created in just the past month. All he did was buy a seat next to the president.
I heard someone say that the reason why there are no good billionaires is because there is no human way possible you could ever work hard enough to deserve the asinine amount of money that they make per second. Like, I think he's something like $9,000 a second, something like that. Like, you can't say, oh, it's because they work so hard. No, that can't at all be possible. It can't be just because he's so smart. Quit crying. Just be smart like that. No, that's not. You have, okay. Think about this. Viewers, please think about the most amount of money you've been able to acquire in your life. Now think
I got
about
$10 somewhere.
now think about really be honest with yourself. Think about what you had to do to get that money, because I guarantee you had to fucking lie a few times. I guarantee you had to lie a few times. You had to take advantage a few times of some people that you were like, I gotta get over on this. I gotta get this one. I need it more than they do. I'm gonna go ahead and take this run. You'll be all right. And if yes, you fucking did. Yes, you did.
I don't know what part of that. I mean, like, is someone you're talking about anybody who's made any money ever?
What I'm talking about is anybody who has had to make questionable decisions to make money, which is all
I know.
of us.
I know. Grand scheme, I know where you're going with this. But
now, pull the fucking lens back, because to get to $1 billion, probably the most people have seen a few hundred grand, maybe you've gotten to $1 million, maybe, average person, you never know, whatever. But you know what you had to do to get there. You know what you had to do to get there. Now think about 1 billion, then think about 100, then think about 400. I'm telling you, you had to do some real bad. You had to value that goal or whatever that was way more than human life, way more for like at least a big chunk of time. You had to be like, fuck that. They don't matter as much as me getting this bread right now. But I could be wrong. I don't know everybody on the planet.
Yeah. I largely agree with you, but this in the same case can be made for people who make millions on a much smaller scale too. Because obviously, the CEO of United Healthcare wasn't a billion. I don't think he was a billionaire. I think
he was like the low end of the totem pole too.
Yeah, he made like tens of millions or something like that.
Yeah, he was like 20, 30 something.
Some shit. Yeah, nothing. Still look a fair amount of money,
enough.
But yeah,
look, enough to get got. Sorry,
it's the fucking
anybody can get it. Now All right, sorry.
Publicly though, we don't condone.
Publicly though, we do not condone such behavior.
I think you know what it is. I keep thinking about like people. I saw someone on TikTok talking about making the same point, and largely I agree. And a lot of times making $1 billion, just that insane amount of money, you have to exploit people to generate that kind of wealth. So it's hard to make it without sidestepping your morals in some capacity. But that being said, I think about, and I don't just genuinely don't know the answer to this, but I think about a Taylor Swift or something. And I'm like, is it possible some people just got so popular? Like there's so many people involved in making that run and that want to support a Taylor Swift or what have you, that because I can't think.
Right, but she has to monetize, right? So you're okay. I actually thought about her.
I'm curious. Yeah, because I was like, I don't know. I'm like, how is Taylor Swift evil?
Well, then allow me to retort. See, this is the other thing. Okay, yeah. I also want to plant a flag. I'm not saying evil. I'm not, because I feel like it's a spectrum and it's all kind of. So that I don't do the good versus evil. You did it. It's like you do what you do, but. Here's the thing.
Morally bankrupt?
That's closer. If you can look, if you think about the jet that she flies, that she knows is fucking, harming the climate. the fucking the way that she has to monetize merchandise in order to amass that wealth. I'm sure she has like a makeup line, I think, or clothing line, something like that. Who is creating that product for you to sell? That you're taking the lion's share of profit from, because I guarantee you it's not somebody that you're paying a livable wage to, and I'm sure it's probably a lot of people in a factory somewhere that are doing a lot of that work.
Maybe, the people who make the t-shirts and overseas and shit like that.
I'm sure you have underlings that are nowhere near that you probably take pretty decent care of, but on the same level, definitely not. They're if you go down the rungs, I'm not saying the people that are right underneath you, the team that you spend, but the people that are just making the stuff, doing the day in day out. You have to make decisions that are going to affect you way more positively than it will ever affect them. And does that mean that you're like a bad, evil person? No, but it definitely means you had to make some adjustments in order to get to that level. You don't get to come through it all and be spotless clean if you get to that place. It's just, that's not how the world is. You're gonna have to like step on some motherfuckers. And again, I've stepped on people. I'm not telling you that the only way to be like, no, fuck all that. It is what it is. But there should be a point, bro. Like there should be a place where you're like, you know what? I have enough. My kids are gonna have enough. Their kids are gonna have enough. All right, you know what? Maybe I could pump the brakes a little bit. I don't. Yeah. It doesn't. What do I want? Fucking, I want to own the whole world. Like, at what cost? Like, I don't know. That's just mean, and that's just my broke perspective. I don't fucking know.
No, I get it. I think I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Which I love so much, by the way.
I think you're right. You what?
Just fucking with you.
No, I agree. I think you're right. And it's very difficult to make that to make that kind of money without someone along the line getting fucked. and which is nuts too, because like when you have that and that much money, like especially when you're talking like Musk money or anything, you could make probably every single person in the entire chain that works for you, all the way down to the bottom rung. Rich. You could probably make them unnecessarily wealthy.
Yes, forever and ever.
For doing,
yes.
For getting your coffee.
But then they won't fucking work for you.
But then they won't work for you.
So that and therein is the catch-22. That's what I'm. So and then the other thing to think about is, okay, we're finding out a lot about the Diddy's. I hope not Jay-Z. I don't want to talk about it right now.
I know.
I don't want to talk about it right now.
I know. But I will say, so to that point too, it has been really gross to see how quickly everyone's immediately just because there's like last I looked, again, this is like a day or so ago. Last I looked, but there was like one anonymous suit, from one person, right, and that was it. Yeah. And as far as I'm aware, there's no track record of anything like that with him. Is that true? Yeah.
Well, okay. So the internet internet is the internet, and the internet is going to internet. Here's what I'm seeing now. A lot of people are digging up pictures of like Jay-Z with Aaliyah, Jay-Z, in circles where it's like him, Diddy, and Aaliyah, and they're all like hugged up. But again, this was a time in the 90s and shit when it was like, it wasn't so like creepy-ish, but again, I don't know. I wasn't there. So it does look weird. And then like now they're going in like all his songs and lyrics and you know how they do. Like, oh, he said this, it didn't age well. It's like, shut the fuck up. But I don't know. Right now, the only official thing is the anonymous girl.
Everyone is so just thirsty to take out motherfuckers at the knees.
Oh yeah,
I will say whether he did or not. If he did anything in remotely close to what they're talking about, then like fuck him. That's disgusting and that sucks. But like, because I respect him as an artist, but also like I don't give it. Like I liked Kanye shit too, and I think he's a fucking
he's such a fucking loser.
He's now officially just like a trash person as far as I'm concerned. So
super trash person.
Yeah. So it is what it is. So and if that happens with Jay, then that sucks. But also like good that he gets got. If it's true, but the whole fucking jumping straight to like let's cut this motherfucker off at the knees just because of like a one. Well, look, if there was a history and people would be like, well, it's kind of we all sort of had an inclination, like when Michael Jackson shit happened, like anytime something popped up, you kind of be like, well, this has been a kind of a recurring theme. I wouldn't really be fucking surprised, but Jay, I was like, wait, what? It sounds surprising.
Okay, and therein goes to my like other point that like here are these people that amassed all this great wealth, fame, and power and whatever, and there is a potentiality that the whole time, they were paying to have shit tucked under the rug, like paying to shut people up. I think Jay fucking was on trial for stabbing somebody in a club and just got off. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of, you know what I mean? There's a lot you could do with that. So you sit and you look at this person who's like at the tippy and you're like, oh, well, they wouldn't. But you don't know that. Yeah. And you don't know what they paid to cover up, and you don't know how many people like hate them and da. Look at what recently happened to Lizzo. Like the minute that, you know what I mean? The minute she said something foul and somebody wanted to like air it all out, now all of a sudden she's the worst person ever, and you never would have known that or never would have thought that. So I don't. And
then it's also where is the middle? Like where's the actual truth of it too?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
What really are they? I just use it as an example to say that I feel like, yes, you know, the chase for greatness and trying to be better and all that shit is great and all, but like you got to have a line, man. And once you cross that line, I think we should get to look at you as not a good person. Once you like blow past that line, like I don't give a fuck what this does to y'all. I don't care. For $440 billion, you could change the entire world. If you wanted to. Yeah. With a few checks. And that's anyway, that's it's wild to me that you wouldn't. That innately makes you a bad fucking person in my
I agree.
book.
Oh, look, as far as it goes, being like a half a trillionaire, because that's where we're at. Like as far as being half a fucking trillionaire, yeah, I think.
Did you see how subtly I just did that, by the way?
Yeah, it was very subtle.
Anyway.
Frame adjustment, and are we centered? Okay,
we're good.
Yeah, I think as far as being half a trillionaire goes, man, like there's no excuse for not doing incredible things with your money. Like even fucking Bezos's ex-wife, like donates obscene amounts of money and is like just giving the shit away to different things and doing good stuff with it. And like that's someone who doesn't isn't airing out in the public and not like it doesn't need to try and keep up appearances. She could just fucking disappear into nothingness and no one would give her a fucking second thought because she doesn't really, you know, she's not a public figure anymore and she's not attached to Amazon anymore. Whereas Musk is constantly inserting himself into the public space and he's just hoarding all the fucking money anyway. And it's like there's
a favorite interview of mine, not of mine, but an interview that I remember and I will never forget that Tupac did. And he said, imagine, and I'm going to try my best not to butcher it, but I think I got it all the way in. He said, imagine you're homeless and you walk past a restaurant and you can see through the window that there's all these people in there and they're just eating tons of food. They got a full table spread. They're throwing salami. You know what I'm saying? And you walk past this window every day. Every day you look in and you're like, you know, begging, we are hungry. Please let us in. We are hungry. Please let us in. And they tell you, get the fuck out of here.
I've heard this.
Yeah, I'm kidding them. Let me cook. I remember it. And they're like, get out of here, get out of here. Every day. And he's like, and then, you know, after a little while, after like a month, you're going to come back and you're going to be like, we are hungry. We need some food. We are hungry. We need some food. And then when they say no, then maybe another week or two, you're going to come back. I'm picking the lock, coming through the door, blasting. And that is the point.
Yeah.
That is where we are getting to kind of now.
You know, and this is what I was saying before, like the disconnect between how most people agree with that and yet they just voted like half the fucking country voted for the fucking the gold toilet apprentice guy who's literally in bed with the richest man in the world now
because he talked that shit. That's what it is. He talked that shit. He talked that shit to the people and he knew how to make them listen.
He's the guy who's inside throwing salami, like you just said. That's the guy.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
But you know, they're gonna have to learn. I will. Okay. That also. Okay. This is the other thing. This is gonna be a hard segue. All right. It speaks to I don't want to say stupidity, but I'm going to say ignorance of people. Like everything is so social media kind of based. It's this quick pieces of information, but nothing really. I told you to watch the Jamie Foxx special. And listen, I'm a little bit biased because I met him and he's has already done so much to like even start changing my life just from meeting him once. So I am a little bit biased, but
real quick, always do too much t-shirts available at DaneTheGreat.com.
DaneTheGreat.com. Thanks, buddy.
Always do too much.
Always. But like, so I told you guys to watch it because I was watching it and I'm like, look, I don't want to give it anything away. I'm going to try not to spoil it for people that haven't seen it or people that might, see this later and haven't seen it yet. But so spoiler alert, I'm going to say some things. He talks about a traumatic experience that he went through, right? Guy had a fucking stroke. All right. That's what it is. He's a comedian and he had a fucking stroke. And he lays out this whole experience of his life. And I'm like, damn, that he is really like telling this shit. And the next day, I like at first I see like a lot of positive response, but the next day I see on TikTok, I don't know about that shit, Jamie. Like it felt kind of disingenuous. Like it was so much production, blah, blah, blah. It felt like he was just fake crying, da, 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 da. And I'm like, what? They're like, oh, look at all the camera angles and all the push-ins and all the different cuts. And I'm like, you know how shows work, right? like, you know that he's not.
They're
just
mad at the director.
Right. Like, and I'm like, and I'm sitting there like, so is your beef that he rehearsed it? Because yeah, he rehearsed it. And if you've ever done anything, which most of these motherfuckers have not, like hating just for the sake of hating, the most you've ever done is talk to your phone. I get it. But here's the thing. You'll rehearse something. You'll have it all the way down. And then when you get in front of 10,000 people, 1,000 people, 50,000 people, it changes. 10 people, the emotions will be different. So yes, he's putting on a production. It's his first time back. I'm sure he wanted to make it as, entertaining and smooth and visually pleasing. As
he's a showman.
Exactly. And he's also trying to walk this line between traumatic and funny, and you know what I mean, like bounce on either side. Like
comment, like, dude, honestly, just real quick, like not to cut you off, but like comments like that, that line of thought for shit like this doesn't deserve the oxygen.
Right.
No. Shut the fuck up. It's not. There is no one in the history of the world has made anything that everyone liked, and that didn't have people who didn't like it. Not even the fictional character known as Jesus Christ.
And and that was going to be my next point. Whatever it is that anybody wants to fucking do, whatever it is, just know they're gonna hate you regardless. They're gonna talk shit
always
regardless. You better go do it. Just go do it. Go do it anyway. Because if like I have lived long enough and been through enough crazy traumatic shit to know that like there have been times when I'm talking about something that happened to me, like I'll be in the gym, da 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 da. Somebody's like, "Oh, it doesn't look like you're doing it right," and I'm like, "You do realize there's a rod in my leg that I was just talking about." Blah, blah. Like it doesn't matter like what you're talking about or what you think people are. Fuck it, just say that. Say the thing. Always do too much.
Always do too much. And
it honestly, is a good special too. Check it out.
I definitely want. It's on my list. I want to watch that and the new Anthony Jeselnik one because
it's so good.
Because he's one of my all time.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. He did not care. And like he's one of those. He's one of those smart.
He just does it so well.
He's very intelligent in how he puts a joke together for sure.
He's brilliant.
You know who's not intelligent in how they put a joke together? I'll give you one fucking guess who's not intelligent in how they put a joke together. Would you like to take a guess?
I'm dying to know, please.
Andrew fucking Schultz. That's who. Corny, and I'm still on it, bro. Then he came on right after our show, after we talked about it. This motherfucker came on talk about, now they're like threatening my kids.
Who?
like fans of Kendrick, I guess, posted pictures of like saying, hey, you should be careful and beef up security on your family, and like on a picture of his kid. Like, look, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
And I believe it too.
But listen. But that's why this shit ain't for you. That's you know why they made sidewalks, don't you? Because the motherfucking streets ain't for everybody. You should watch what the fuck you say. You know, even if you think it's a joke, some people shouldn't joke about some shit. Maybe that. I don't know. Anyway, let me. you know what I mean? No, like
it's so good. It's so good. Hang on, real quick. Can we just rewind? Pause. Rewind. That is some shit. That is some shit I'd have said, but I would have said it. And like to be like, because it's wordplay and it's funny and all that. And it would have been some shit you would have been like, get the fuck off our podcast right now. But you said it so sincerely, and it sounded like it was a thing that you probably said before, and you meant it, and it was like, it actually, you managed to make it sound fucking cool. And I was,
I wish I could take credit. That's an old saying.
That's a bit. You know what? You know why they made sidewalks?
What is it? But like, and that's what like people were kind of trying to say to you is like, hey, you know, like there's.
I totally get what it meant. It was just. I'm just a sucker. I'm just a sucker for the way, like, because it's like so right in my pocket of humor. You said it. I want to watch the clip back of like the fire in your eyes saying it, and then this is good. This is good. Anyway,
thank you.
Tickled me so.
But yeah, like I'm like, look, once again, I don't condone anybody, you know, making violent threats or anything like that. But like, it walks this line of, hey man, you could joke about anything. Why does your line of joking always have to kind of sway into like, you know, low key racist? Like you're basically talking about butt breaking when you're talking about it, and you could have responded with so much funnier, like anything funny in under the sun, but like that's what you went for. Is like, okay, I'm just gonna like figure out a way to like, I don't know, like take his manhood away. Like for what? Like I don't know why that was the necessary track to get on. You could have came for anything he's a habitual line stepper. He has a history of doing this shit. Like there were times when I was like,
served him well to push the boundaries in comedy and all that, and like just generally in the zeitgeist and all. And but that's like anyone else who does that.
But he uses it
keep poking.
He uses it as a way to get by. To get by with saying the thing a lot. Like I know when people are doing that, like because it's happened around me my whole fucking life, where people where's this jokes? It's just jokes, and then they'll say that fucking thing, and you're like, you know what? Like I get why you think that's funny or whatever, but it's not. And like why is that the way that your brain is going? Like you know what I mean? Like why is that the joke? Like because it's kind of like you're trying to make me the. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, oh man, I'm torn on this only because like I remember when he was coming up on like
I do too.
Shorts and YouTube and shit.
Yeah. And
he's doing a lot of crowd work, and he'd be picking motherfuckers out the crowd and stereotype and whatever. But like, I'm not look to me, and I'm assuming you agree with this, but like a lot of that shit was it was just funny. I thought it was funny. Like
I thought it was funny until I realized, you know what, you never find in the audience. You never find a white dude in the audience, and
I honestly can't. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he definitely has.
No, bro, I watched a lot. I remember when he had the.
That'd be interesting if that's true.
When he had the Netflix series, it is few and far between. Like it's trans, it's brown, Asian, like he goes down the list because he's like, you know, I'm an equal opportunity offender. I get it, cool, edgy, bro. But also like, okay, so what about the Jews? It's just weird that there's no jokes at all that come out of your mouth really like that.
Are there none?
Because Jon Stewart will give everybody like, and it's like
Jon Stewart is the GOAT.
I love Jon Stewart does it right.
Yeah,
well, Jon Stewart,
I agree with you.
George Carlin,
Jon Stewart does a very
people
version
that can
to
do
it. Like he's all very passive aggressive, more just passive half the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Schultz is obviously a very different style of comedy. Again, I'm not defending, just I'm just saying in this instance, I don't know if that's accurate what you're saying, and it's slanted in that way. Then like, yeah, it's funny. Like, in like watching in a clip, like scrolling through the feed of a million different things, once in a blue over the course of 5 years, you don't catch that. But like over time, if you start to realize, oh, this is accumulated in a very slanted in one direction, and then he keeps saying shit in one direction, you're like, okay,
it will be white folks. It will be white folks. It will be white folks if he's like low key, sort of trying to demean women. Then it'll be white women. He does that a lot too. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Like I used to get the joke, and then I felt like it changed it changed to a point where I was the butt of the joke. And at that point, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get off this train. I don't think you get it like you say you get it. And you know, that's between you and your yes men.
Coming up, I never watched his last special. I remember seeing it, like his crowd work clips around like maybe it was around COVID, around the pandemic, I guess. I remember seeing those a bunch. I thought he was funny. I've watched a couple of episodes of that. Is it Flagrant or Flamboyant? Or
I think it's Flagrant.
With the podcast. And I watched it not because it was his, but because like he usually had a guest on that I liked. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think I watched like the Huberman one, and one other, but anyway, I haven't seen his shit. I haven't seen his stuff in a while, but that's interesting that it's all going that direction if it has. And I really wonder if anyone, God, fuck, the internet's gonna end up doing it. I'm like, are they gonna track it? Like, let's look and make a tally chart of how many times you've actually been an equal opportunity offender. Anyway, I feel like we spent enough time on that motherfucker last week. So.
Yeah, we did. You know what else we spent a lot of time on last week? Stores. Stores. Grocery store.
Or
supermarket. Marketplace? Did you call it a marketplace?
Speaking of, you said, hang on. You sent me a clip. You sent me a clip after we were talking about groceries. Hang on.
Segways.
I got this. Oh God. Which one is it? Man. Yeah, there we go.
What's the Trumpy one?
Yeah. This is humorous to me.
Roll the tape.
Yes.
It's a very simple word, groceries. Like almost, who uses the word? I started using the word, the grocery.
Man of the people, guys. He's one of us. He's fighting and learning to use the word groceries. Raise your hand if you think Donald Trump has never walked into a grocery store.
Ever.
Hands up, bro.
Ever.
That you sent it to me. And
you know what? Somebody
me.
Somebody is missing a prime opportunity. You remember that song? You gotta eat the booty like groceries, bro. yo, edit that in. Like, oh, if you could find something to like put together so it sounds like he's saying that whole line.
AI song of him saying it.
That would be so great. Somebody get on that, please.
I don't want to make him sound good.
Yeah. I mean, nothing can. He's
absolutely loathe
entirely.
We did talk about grocery stores a lot, though. I ended up. We were near Costco the other day. My wife
Costco.
and I
love Costco,
bro. You know what? Though, like it's not. Me too. I haven't been in one in a while. We used to go a lot, and then when we had a smaller car, it was kind of difficult because you can only buy massive fucking.
Now you can do the thing.
Now we can now we got the other one, but we go by this one near us every once in a while, and it's dude, that place there was a line before it opened.
Yeah,
outside.
Yeah, it's Costco.
Why?
It's the holidays. It's Costco.
But it's not like it was like it was like a Tuesday 9 a.m. Like
it's the holidays and it's Costco. You're lucky.
It wasn't. Oh God, I don't understand it. Just go when it's open.
You gotta also realize that like every other like grocery store,
supermarket
is crazy inflated, and Costco kind of is still something reasonable. It's
Costco's prices are fantastic,
dude.
And Trader Joe's too. Actually,
there's people that need that like badly. So
is that what? Is that what?
Yes,
it is? Like,
yes. People are trying to get in there.
But like, I've never went into a Costco and they were running out of shit.
No, it's not about that. It's just you're like, okay, so if you don't get there early, like you could end up in crazy long lines to check out. I
just thought that was the default at Costco. No. Is there times when Costco is quiet?
No, I mean it just depends. If you get there early enough, you can beat the lines out.
I guess. All right, so that's what it is. It's an efficiency thing.
I mean, it's that, but it's also just that like everybody knows that it's going to be fucking like madness for the next month.
That's the thing. Costco's. I mean, I don't know if I've been to a Costco where it wasn't busy.
Yeah.
Ever. And not just holiday season, all year round.
Holiday season is worse. It's definitely worse, especially if it's a Costco near a Best Buy. Traffic, all of that.
There's a Best Buy a couple blocks away. Does that count?
Now, like when they share the like the one in there's one in what is it, Burbank? I think over there. That one over there.
Maybe. Oh, is there a Best Buy attached to it or some shit? So
it's not attached. It's not attached. It's just it's in the same parking lot. So it's
gotcha.
Like the same plaza.
So if there's like another giant fucking store nearby, then it's
and here's why that one. Oh,
it's also LA.
My goodness. It's a Best Buy, a Costco, Starbucks, and like a Party City all in that same plaza.
If there were a Home Goods in there, it'd be all over.
There might be.
Best store ever, by the way. It's my favorite store now, I think. I'm pretty sure it's just my favorite store.
What
Home
favorite? What Home Goods?
All of them. You ever been to Home Goods?
I mean, I've been to Home Goods. I got a trunk from there. They always have random knick-knacky shit that I'm like,
it is the biggest money suck ever created.
Target.
No, Home Goods is worse to me personally.
I will get some shit at Target.
I like Target.
I can never walk into Target and walk out without something.
I can walk out of Target without shit. I can't walk out of Home Goods without shit.
Really?
It's very difficult. Yeah, I don't know. My wife and I go in there, man. We walk.
Ross.
Point in case. Ross
case
similar.
In point?
Case in point. So for the other day, so the other day we went. I posted this in my story. We went the other day. Fucking. We were gonna go get we ran back out. We're gonna go to Home Depot to get bins. Like we needed some of those plastic storage bins for our garage for some extra
for all
shit.
The dicks.
Like you know what I'm saying? The big dildo
dicks.
Box.
Yep.
And because we need.
It'd been a while. It had been a while.
It's the other ones are filled with Christmas shit, but I need some of our dildos. So we fucking we went out. The intention. I had to squeeze it in, just real tight.
Hey yo.
You
go.
What?
Sorry. Stop. Go. I'm listening.
Man. I keep seeing you pointing at the camera. I'm like, did I miss something?
No.
So fucking we went in and we were like, well, let's take a quick stop. We drove by Home Goods. We stopped at a Starbucks, which I haven't done in a while, got a little drinky, a little caffeine, and then walked our way through Home Goods. I shit you not, dude. We walked out with a gingerbread woman statue, like 4.5 feet tall to put on. Cause it's Home Goods, bro. Yeah. It was on sale. It was half the price. I needed it, and it's sitting in front of our. It is fantastic.
Do you know?
And we got a
Pringles Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man, dude. I posted it with that clip on my story the other day. Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man. The Muffin Man.
I might actually see that. I think I saw that in passing.
It's so good, bro. It's so good. Home Goods is it has me. It has a grip on my soul. It's a problem.
Okay, you know what?
And my wallet.
I'm not gonna yuck your yum. You do you, Bo.
Well, good. I'm like I don't get the Costco thing, but I might have to wait out at Home Goods because like the shit will disappear.
But see, okay. Also, Costco for so I go there for my glasses. Optometrist is like super.
Oh yeah. I hear the glasses program is good there.
Yes. Then they have protein is man. I get all of the chicken breast from there. It's great, and it's still it should be priced. Love it.
Yeah. No, that's when I went. That's eggs for me with a big thing.
Eggs, eggs are back up to $8.50. I told you that last week, didn't I?
Yeah, they went up.
Yeah, they're back up. So be ready for that. If you go to the grocery store, they're a lot more.
When I went to the supermarket.
It's a new thing, I swear.
There's an I'm not gonna say it. There's an animal that this is terrible, but it's mostly known for being roadkill and playing dead.
Armadillo?
No, the other one. It's kind of
Awesome?
how do you say it?
Possum.
Possum.
Opossum.
How do you say it?
I say possum.
Possum. Yeah, me too. I was
But
curious.
it's an
supermarket
opossum.
grocery store or some shit. You know what I mean?
It's actually an opossum.
An opossum.
But
yeah.
no one says opossum.
No, me
Everyone
and a
says
buddy of
possum.
mine, every time we'd be like, yeah, possum. And I'd be like, yeah, an opossum. He'd be like, yeah, possum. But yeah, an opossum. We've been doing
That's
that for
good.
like 15 fucking years. Yeah, an
That's
opossum.
good.
Yeah,
I like
possum.
that. I'm down for that.
Let's
I'm
go.
good with
Yeah, supermarket, grocery store. You get it.
By the way, possums are the most disgusting creatures on.
They're up there.
They're adorable if they're not like wild, but man, any other time they are just.
I'm not a fan, bro. The
gross.
most disgusting creature? No. But it is. They are quite terrifying looking. But I think literally every insect on Earth sits above it in the hierarchy of most disgusting creature.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All insects. Every single one of them.
Really? What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on. No. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta disagree. You know, here's the thing.
It's not subjective, Dane. This is an objective fact. All insects are disgusting
Look,
and terrifying, and I hate them.
Once you get past like all of the things you've been taught about insects, and you just kind of have a one-on-one. Not all. Fuck gnats. Fuck roaches. Definitely.
Fuck roaches.
Yeah. Fuck roaches.
Spiders.
Like, you know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
No.
Just listen to me. Hear me out. Hear me out.
No. Absolutely fucking not.
Just hear me out. Look, they do a service to your home.
I agree.
They don't fuck with nobody. Look, here's the thing.
Agree.
If you don't fuck with the difference is if you don't fuck with a gnat or like the fruit flies, they will fuck with you just because they're dickheads. Roaches, same deal. You could be like, hey, you be over there, I'm gonna be over here. They will just come fuck with you just to fuck. Spiders, if I see a spider on my wall, that motherfucker is not climbing down to fuck with me. He's just like, yo, hey, I'm grabbing these flies for you, Brody. We good, right? And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Take care of that. I'm just
saying, I've never woken up the next day with an opossum bite. you know what I mean? Like,
look,
not once.
But
I've never just woken up
with
an opossum bite.
But again, that's not necessarily because they were coming to fuck with you. They were probably just trying to get across the bed, and you sleep heavy, and you fucking rolled onto this motherfucker. And you're trying to live, so
Dane,
you're like,
hey Dane,
roll over.
Get the fuck out my bed, and my house, and in my space.
First of all, but again, see, why are we like this? Why are we so territorial? It was his shit before it was your shit.
The fucking was.
You put a bed. You put a bed in.
Listen to me. Listen to me. If I go outside,
your house was his outside before they built his shit over it.
Step out, you see this? If I step outside of this space, right, and nature fucks with me, it's like okay, I'm out in nature. But when I am inside these concrete walls,
your house is still nature, bro. Like,
no,
there's so much shit in
no.
The other thing is, okay,
no,
I also got into it where I was like,
nature does not have air conditioning.
I got big on actually, I nerded the fuck out on this shit for a while. I will tell you this. So if you have a problem with insects, you really need to go down to the microscopic level, because I will tell you this.
No,
I will tell you this. I will tell you this. There is shit all over you all the time. If you're not in nature,
I know.
You need to tell the rest of nature that, because I promise you, the desk that you are looking down at right now.
Hang on real quick. Hang on, I gotta put some hand sanitizer on. Oh god.
But look,
that is true though. Microbes and all that shit.
There are things I don't rock with because they are, but I've kind of gotten to this place where I'm like, hey, you don't fuck with me, I'm not gonna fuck with you. I'm not gonna be the one that's trying to grab a hornet. I'm not hitting a hornet's nest with a stick. I used to be that guy.
I stepped outside once when I was younger, and a wasp. I didn't try to grab it. It decided to just attack my face. I stepped outside.
Okay. Yeah, wasps.
I stepped outside.
Wasps are aggressive.
That's literally all I did. I walked outside. I turned left, stung me in my face.
Yeah, they're aggressive. That's what's up.
Fuck insects. Fuck most of nature.
Think about what would happen if a wasp accidentally walked into your house.
First off,
you see,
first off, sir, if any insect that flies walked into my house, and the way you said it too, made me immediately think that this wasp was the size of a full human. Like if a wasp just kicked my front door open and walked in my house.
What's cooking for dinner, motherfucker?
The streets weren't made for everyone, motherfucker.
Stupid.
Oh god, that motherfucker would be insta dead.
You know what?
I'd kill the shit out of it.
I would. Wasps are different because here's the thing: they would freak out and they would like be trying to get out, but like in so doing, they would like fly all over everything and like freak out.
Can we at least agree all pretty much all winged insects are the worst?
Butterflies.
Maybe, but like they are gross. The wings are pretty and everything else disgusting. It's a giant deformed ant with pretty wings.
But they're really pretty wings.
It's like peacock feathers are great too, but you look at the rest of the bird. It's a weird looking bird.
I love peacocks. You stop it. They don't even fly. They just walk
the plume, the plumage. They beautiful.
Bro, and then when they lay it down and they're so like not like worried about you, they'll just walk up and be like, "What's up, pal?"
Bro, you hanging out with peacocks a lot?
Actually, yes. So
all right, story time. How and why?
Yeah, I love you getting to tell this story. So at Hollywood Forever Cemetery, they have like a peacock like kennel. So it's like all of these like different cages.
How am I just?
I know. It's not a thing that everybody knows. If you don't go there or if you haven't been there, you wouldn't know. But like so, and they'll like throughout the day, pretty much all sun like when the sun is up, they'll like just let them out, and they're just kind of meandering about.
Peacocks.
Like, yes, bro. It's the most
in the Hollywood Forever Cemetery.
Yeah, it's random as fuck. And then like at night they like put them back in or whatever. But like you could just walk up to the things, like they chill. Yeah. Yep. We'll come right up to you. It's great. I highly suggest it if you ever come to Hollywood or LA, go to Hollywood Forever Cemetery and walk around. It's fun.
That is
a happy place.
That is some random shit.
Yep.
Do they leave them out when they do the movie nights and shit there too?
I don't know because those are at night. So no, they're only out there. They're only out during the day because like there's not a lot of people and like it's less noise and calm and whatever.
Yeah,
but, like the gates are open. They're not leaving.
I wonder if
they
it's
got
like
3 hots in a cot, Brody.
Like a therapeutic thing.
Probably, yeah. It's probably
it's a cemetery.
So there's a lot. Well, they keep a lot of like I guess wildlife in there. So there's like swans, there's ducks, koi, all that.
All
so
that
everything's for
like
serenity.
Park, standard stuff, right?
Yeah.
Peacocks kind of. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I get the rest of it. Like ostriches, emus, but peacocks is where you start to lose me. I'm like, why are there exotic birds in the cemetery?
And they'll like the thing is when you like walk near them, they're chilling. But like if you like look at them for a little while, they'll do the thing. They'll like and just look at you like, yeah, you see it. I love it. It's
Dan, did you have like a little romantic tryst with a pretty peacock?
I've had many romantic trysts with pretty peacocks. Actually, I have had plenty of trysts. Yeah.
All right.
But no, it's just a cool moment. I don't know. Whatever. Go experience it for yourself. You'll see.
You know what? I'm feeling slightly compelled, and then I remember I don't like nature. So yeah,
tough one. No,
oh god, oh
shit, oh curses.
Yeah. I take that back. It is growing on me. I'm obviously.
Have you ever been camping?
What's that?
Have you ever been camping?
My wife literally asked me this morning for some reason. We were taking a walk. She goes, "Have you ever slept in a tent, like in camping?" And I'm like, "No."
Have you pitched a tent?
I think so, in a backyard.
Oh, you ruined
the dome one, the ones the bendy boys in the middle.
Never mind, you ruined it.
Yeah,
it was.
How that like a hard on, like a
don't fucking ruin it.
You talking about my peacock? My peacock.
Have you pitched an actual tent?
Yes, when I was younger, but not in a very long time, and not properly camping. I don't think I slept in in the wilderness in a tent or anything like that.
I definitely did.
I did not. I slept in a cabin.
I don't
want to at like a camp in the middle of the mountains.
Like you couldn't like people always
hated it.
want to ask me to go to like Big Bear and shit and stay in I wouldn't even do that. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Same.
Straight,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna drive. I'm not gonna drive that fucking far to have less comfort. Like I just don't.
Right.
I don't need that. Like I'm not gonna take a road trip to be uncomfortable. Like
I completely fucking agree. I've been saying this for fucking years, and then the same thing too. And they're like, "Well, let's go skiing or snowboarding," and I go, "You are not strapping my giant ass to a tiny plank of wood and pushing me down a frozen mountain. That's not happening."
No,
but I will say, the prospect of like the big fancy cabins and shit with like the hot tubs and like when it's snowing because you can't get seasons here in LA, really.
Some mushrooms, some whiskey, eat
some shit, like have a drink, fireplace, hot tub, like that sounds nice. I could fuck with that for like a weekend.
Yeah,
max.
Oh my god, do you want to hear something crazy? So
of course I do.
Sorry. So I was on TikTok.
Crazier than peacocks in a cemetery. I'm in.
I was on TikTok, and there's like these videos that basically like mimic, I guess, what it's like to when you're fucked up, when you're on drugs. And like I said, I made a comment like, "Oh, man," it was like so. Basically, it's like a video of like driving down like maybe a freeway or whatever, and like it's all doing this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like.
I love how the first thing is driving. See what it's like fucked up driving.
And I'm like, this is exactly what it feels like to drive on mushies. And everybody's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Tell me why this guy commented back. He's like, I think I should let you know, like, ideal if you're looking for a plug. I was like, bro, on TikTok? In public? Bro, you DM
the platform is gonna be gone in a week anyway.
Facts. It's all.
I hope not.
They banned it for kids under 13 in Florida.
Well, yeah, like that's different. Social media in general and all that. They're gonna start to see more regulations like that. I'm not even totally against it, honestly.
What, getting banned?
Social media having an age limit at up to a certain point.
You're not
right. I get it. If they didn't design it to extract dopamine and make it addictive, but they do. But it's like if they didn't, then maybe it's fine. But because it's literally designed that way, it's not healthy for
Listen,
kids.
It didn't. We figured out a way to sneak into it anyway. But you couldn't go see movies that were rated R when you were a kid.
Yeah,
didn't destroy the world. I'm not.
No.
I don't disagree with that.
And there's a lot of stuff you can't drink. You can't drink porn and alcohol, cigarettes.
If you're that good to find a way around it, have fun, knock yourself out.
Yeah, I definitely would have had social media anyway. I would,
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely doing I was always doing too much when computers were involved.
I was in them chat rooms, ASL.
Want a cyber?
Core memory unlocked. I don't remember her name.
You want to hear?
Go ahead.
First.
Okay, she was in Texas, and I don't know. I was a child, and I remember I had such a connection to this girl. Like she liked My Chemical Romance, but like the OG, the first album when they were really, really like deep in their depression and turmoil. And I remember we like connected. I
had one of those.
She thought I was 16. I was not.
Yeah, I had one of those. I was even younger than that too. And for all I know, it was like a 90-year-old man. No fucking clue.
Facts.
And I never will. And in my mind, I'm keeping it where it was.
Yeah, in my mind, she was the girl in my dream.
Fire. Fun fact. We've only played this song live, so it's not released. But Nothing Like You.
Love that song.
Right. So
by the way, Nothing Like You is an amazing song. And if
I agree, and I want to get the hook.
Wasteland, you would have heard it.
Yeah, I want to get we got to get the hook dialed in, and then I want to drop that motherfucker. But the instrumental of that is called "Wanna Cyber." That I was what I called it for some fucking random reason. And the first I had come up with like a year ago, and the first
should we just recall it that? Should we just call it that? Because we can just call it that. It doesn't fucking matter.
Wanna Cyber.
Wanna Cyber?
Yes.
Let's call it that.
Let's do that.
I'm serious. I'm not joking.
No, I'm done. It's done.
Are you serious?
Yes.
It's called that.
It's already done. It makes me want to change the hook lyrics a little bit.
Greatness, viewers. Chat. Chat. Who's in the chat? Is anybody in the chat? Chat.
We got Rolo.
Jamie, I can't see any of it. I'm sorry.
Dan, well, it's so not everything is tied into our chat here. You have to see some of them on the Instagram lives as well. So
got it. And I messed that up this time. So whatever. Hey,
it's all good. It's all good. But all right. So yeah, man. I think this feels like a good place to leave it. It's a good place to put a bow on it, to button it up.
Speaking of putting a bow on it, listen. If you want a good gift idea, here's what you do, right?
You go to www.danethegreat.com and you shop for the always do too much crop top. Or you go to xxgra.com to listen to the music and give the gift of wonderful audio.
Yeah. And then you put a bow on your dick. And here's the thing. You want to make sure you don't tie it too tight, obviously. But if you put it more towards the base, might actually.
Now here's the really important part. Are you just the shaft or balls and shaft?
You know what? I would suggest balls in shaft because it's all part of the present. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. All encompassing.
I'm not giving you half a gift. You know what I mean?
You're more thoughtful than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a giver by nature.
Yes. And you want to give the twig and the berries.
Plus, if she's a real one, she's gonna try and fit them both in there. And that's how you know. That's how you know it's love.
For the one who tries.
For the one who values yours over breathing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the dick joke bow of episode number 61 of Failure Made Monsters, the podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. For the live chat who's with us now.
We got to get some strippers on here for the episode 69. Strippers and or adult film stars.
Well, I know the first person I think of, so we'll have to reach out.
Yep.
We'll have to reach out. And in 8 episodes. And I think the next episode, if all goes according to plan, we will have our friend Eli James will be joining us.
Eli James,
fashion designer of Ghost Circus.
You went to the thing, right?
What's that?
Didn't you go to his thing?
I've been I've known Eli for a long time, so quite possibly. No, but you're that was Kevin Cristiano, who's another good friend of mine. That was the Ed Hardy fashion show at LA Fashion Week. Shout out Kevin. Right. Congratulations again, my friend. Amazing job. But no, Eli James runs Ghost Circus. He's also he's been a musician for a long time. He's a drummer. That's how I met him initially. He played with a lot of great bands. I believe, if I recall correctly, Julian K. And I want to say Dead by Sunrise with Chester. Nice. So he's Eli's been around for a while, but his fashion line's awesome. I actually have a couple of his shirts that I'm one of my favorites of all time. I wear fairly often. So yeah, it's gonna be really cool to have him. But he wants to talk about all kinds of shits. He's a small business owner. We talk AI and branding and kind of content creation, figuring the whole thing out. So we'll be a little bit more adult for part of it, maybe. And that'll last for 5 minutes, and I don't think he knows what he's getting himself into. But
there we go.
So, there we go. Anywho, once again, I am Santino, a.k.a. The Misfit with X's for Eyes. This is my wonderful, glorious co-host, Dane the Great.
RVD. No,
RVD. Awesome. Anyway, thank you again, chat. Thank you again, stream. Thank you for watching. If you're watching this in the future, I hope that we're all still here and everything hasn't gone to hell in a handbasket. And if you're watching this right now, happy holidays, and we love you. And as always, and I will say this forever, fuck Donald Trump.
Hey.
All right.